Hi everybody and big welcome to cEDH Television. This time around we have Cullen from the Mind Sculptors.
Howdy. How is it going? Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I know we were talking about this before we started recording, but I've interacted with a lot of people that you know, like Pontus, but I've never actually got to like talk to you Mons one-on-one. So it's like, kind of cool that we get to finally talk. So
he's a hard man to get a hold of.
Yeah, our paths somehow never crossed.
I know, might be time zones problem.
But yeah, I'm from the Mind Sculptors, but mostly we do a weekly podcast every Monday. Comes out at 9 a.m. Eastern time, Eastern Standard Time, here in the States.
Now with us, you have brought a Arden Silas Ren deck.
Yes.
What is this deck about?
Classic Esper control. It can't really be more Esper than, you know, what this is trying to do. Basically, the idea is we're going to be playing control, and we also have a really, really good enabler, I guess, depending on how you look about it, in the command zone in Arden that enables equipment strategies in a very, very unique way.
Like equipment, Helm of the Host on an opponent's commander and gain that commander.
And then you, of course, have Thassa's Oracle and Jace Wielder of Mysteries as your win cons.
Yeah, you're the Lavinia guy, aren't you?
Yes. I love Lavinia.
Now, you're not the only Esper deck here, though. We have someone else here running Malcolm Tymna.
Yeah, because I've heard that drawing cards and making mana is pretty good.
Lies. All lies. Tokens, Pontus.
But it's pretty, like, standard. It's just kind of like a bit more on the turbo side of mid-range Adnos, but you do lose some of the turbo with losing red. So yeah, we're basically leaning on the value engines in command zone and a bunch of one-card win cons, basically. Problem is in Esper, you don't have that breach.
Well, hear me out. So, like, Tymna's a partner, right?
Yeah.
So you could partner it with a red and blue partner.
What?
And then you'd have access. And then you'd have access to red.
What
Maybe
is this
like
red you're talking about?
What is this? I don't understand. Is this
because
red?
like
Does this really
like,
exist?
maybe like Tymna like maybe Crom.
What?
But Crom is fire. Don't you play Ludwig instead? That's cheaper, right?
Okay. I don't know. I think we might be onto something here.
Jordan, you're here with green.
I'm bringing back old school. This was my introduction into cEDH. This was the first deck I ever made. You use Yisan, you tutor things, you go infinite, and you win. And you kind of have like a toolbox. So any situation that arises, you hopefully have an answer to. You get to cast Craterhoof Behemoth, which is my favorite way to win ever since I started playing Legacy Elves.
Now, I'm playing something different. I'm just gonna make you guess what card is in here to do this. You saw it, Pontus. You saw it.
I didn't see it. I just saw the two creatures.
I have not seen a Thrasios Vial Divergent Transformationless in so long, and I need you to know how happy this makes me.
Yeah, this is basically Thrasios Vile Smasher with only two creatures, Spellseeker, Thassa's Oracle, Divergent Transformation to a double polymorph, Spellseeker finds Demonic Consultation, and boom, you win the match from 5 mana and instant speed. I like that. That's something very scary. Then with this very similar Necropotence, Final Fortune, Adnos, obviously Tainted Pact, Consult Thassa's already in there, and Unruled Breach with the entire package.
32 lands.
I like lands, don't criticize. But with that, let's look at some opening hands. So first 7, we have Gemstone Caverns. That's not great. We don't have any form of acceleration. Divergent is in our hand, but the hand is too slow. I want to do better. Too many lands. Let's mulligan. We have an Imperial Seal that could find Mana Crypt, but everything's a little bit off with his hand. Like, sure, we can have used Imperial Seal to get somewhere, but the rest of the cards are not really where I want them to be. So let's go to 6. Let's stick here. I like this. So we have a Mental Misstep, we have a Flooded Strand, Crow, Mox, Dark Ritual, Imperial Seal, and Divergent. So I like this. We're going to bottom this Riddle Mental Blast and keep this. Let's go.
So first 7 here, I don't love it's okay. I do see a curse totem, which is nice. It's a little sketchy from the perspective of there's no acceleration in this hand. I'm going to ship this hand. Is not better. We're going to go to 6. Hate it so much. If there was another land here, we're going down. And I think this is the keep here. We'll probably bottom that, and I think 3-card opening hand effectively because we're going to be using this gemstone caverns, which is kind of sketch, but we are going to make the most of it.
So first 7, it's really good. It does have some problems. This is a turn 1 Malcolm with the Mox Amber and Fluster backup post Malcolm. The problem is the mana. We have to fetch blue with Brutal Delta to be able to cast a turn 1 Malcolm, which is really good. And we want black for Necro. But that makes it hard to cast Tymna turn 2 if we don't draw a black land or white land or have to go to combat to make a treasure first. I still think this is worth it. I'm gonna keep this. This is still a great hand, but that's a bit awkward. I could see mulliganing this hand still, but I think we have a bit too much value in this hand to actually mulligan it. There's also the option to just slam a turn 2 Necro, but I don't think I like that here, unless we draw something very interesting. I think this is a pretty good hand with some risks in the land section.
Okay, that's not bad, but I want to have a turn 2 Yisan, and unless I draw a land, that's not going to happen, so this is kind of risky. I think we can do better. This is worse. Let's go to 6. This is worse. Let's go to 5. Okay, yeah, I guess this will have to do. So, alrighty, I have my 4.
A gemstone will pitch this. I'm not happy about it.
I'm gonna draw a card for turn. Promox, Imprint Dark Ritual, Flooded Strand. Let's crack that Flooded Strand. Find a volcanic island, tap this and cast Imperial Seal and pass the turn. I'm finding this card and putting that on the top.
I am going to play this Morphic Pool as land for turn, and we'll cast an Arcane Signet and we'll ship it. I definitely did not top deck that Arcane Signet. I don't know what you're talking about.
Take my turn. I will play this Polluted Delta. I would like to crack it. Finding this Tundra. Then I'd like to cast a Mana Crypt.
It's not an Esper.
It's just an expensive Esper Sentinel. Tap 3 for a Malcolm. Then I would like to cast a Mox Amber. But I will pass the turn.
Going to my turn. Oh, okay. Well, this hand went from good to, or like meh to like okay. We got a snow-covered forest. We got ourselves a Land of War Elves, and then this card that we top deck, Jewel Lotus, we will crack and play Yisan.
Going to my turn, drawing a card. Cast Mana Crypt. Cast Vile Smasher and pass the turn.
Okay, maybe we're not just that then. Cool. Card for turn. We did not draw more mana, which is unfortunate, but I would like to place this Umezawa's Jite on the stack. Neat. With that, I would like to put Sadness onto the stack. I'll pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. I would like to play a Underground Sea. Then I would like to cast my secondary commander, Tymna the Weaver. I would then like to go to combat, attacking Mons for 2 in there.
I take 2.
I'll make a treasure. Let's go at main phase, and I have Tymna trigger. And I would like to pay life to draw a card. Yeah, I'll pass turn still.
Untap. Okay. Huh, go top deck. We'll play another snow-covered forest, and then we'll play Mana Crypt. And we'll play a Winter Orb.
So I have 1 land. I don't care.
Alrighty. Well, people seem to not care, so I'll pass the turn.
Fancy.
Untap and draw. So we were kind of gambling a tiny bit on this opening hand because we just need to top deck 1 green source of mana to get Thrasios into play to be in that perfect beautiful position that we can win whenever we want to with Divergent Transformation. Sadly, we didn't top deck a land, and yeah, I'm feeling so happy about having 32 lands in this deck, so unhappy they didn't draw on one of those. So gamble did not pay off. What we could do here, and this might be weird, we could do it eventually, use Brain Freeze on ourselves to cast Unwood Breach, use Imperial Seal for the land, but that's really weird, so we're just gonna hope for the best continuing forward.
Well, with that being the case, we're gonna put a Draenith onto the stack.
I pass on Draenith.
This is bad. This is bad.
I think it's great.
Great.
I agree. Go to my turn. Draw for turn. This is that. Be a command tower. I would then like to move to combat. I'll swing Malcolm at once.
I take 2 damage.
Make a treasure. Post combat main phase. Tymna trigger. I would like to draw a card. Tap my Mox Amber to cast a Mystic Remora.
In response to your Mystic Remora, I'm gonna pay this blue mana here and cast Mental Misstep on it, not paying any life. Now this triggers my Vile Smasher on random, dealing 1 damage to Pontus.
So I could protect this, and it wouldn't be a bad choice. The thing is, I don't believe Mons doesn't really seem to be storming off at all right now, and it's kind of shut down by Granite as well. Jordan is just gonna activate Yisan. He's probably gonna find Collector Roof, which is a bit of a problem, but not that bad of a problem. I think it's a better play for me to keep my interaction back and just Musical Tutor for a Adnos in Cal's end step, and then go for it on my main phase with the Culling Ritual. And I think that's the highest EV play for me here, even though the Collector Roof will be a bit annoying, but that's still fine. So I'm not going to click this because I don't think it's that valuable, and my main plan was to Musical Tutor for Adnos anyways. And then I will pass the turn.
Alrighty, on your end step, Pontus, I am going to activate Yisan and find Query Ranger. Yep, and then I'll go to my turn. And then I'm going to pass the turn.
No damage from the Mana Crypt, untap and draw a card. I'm gonna pass the turn.
Draw. Oh, hot. I would like to put a Jeweled Lotus onto the stack. I am going to crack Jeweled Lotus, put an Arden Intrepid Archaeologist onto the stack. I would like to move to my combat step, which creates an Arden trigger. I am going to target my Drannith Magistrate with that trigger. Umazawa Jite to Drannith. Declare attackers and swing Drannith at Pontus for 1.
I would block with Tymna.
Okay, cool. They will shake hands. You'll gain 2 life. I'll put 2 counters on Jite. Pass the turn.
In your end step, I would like to... It's interesting how both treasures and lands are kind of temporary here. I'll crack a treasure to cast a Mystical Tutor. I'll take this Adnos, put it on the top.
Still in Callahan's end step, I would like to activate Yisan.
I would like to respond to that. I am going to remove a counter and hit the Korean Ranger.
Query Ranger dice.
I'm gonna cast Rain Freeze. Now we have had an Arden, we have a Mystical Tutor, so we're getting a total of 2 more Brain Freezes. So I'm gonna target you with mill 3 and then me mill 6.
I would like to respond to Brain Freeze, but I would like to put a Tainted Pact onto the stack.
I would like to respond to the Tainted Pact. Sacking this treasure, casting a Flusterstorm. But yeah, I'll actually point 4 Flusterstorms at the Brain Freeze starting me and 1 at the Tainted Pact.
I am not able to pay for that, so that one will be counterspelled, and I will mill 6 cards to my grave. I'm dropping these 6 cards to the grave. No Lion's Eye Diamond, no Underworld Breach in it. Boom.
And I will finally resolve my Yisan trigger, getting Collector Oof. And then I am done.
Okay, so we're finally done with Cal's end step. I would like to go to my turn. Draw for turn. Go to combat. I will attack Mons with Malcolm and Jordan with Tymna. You can block if you want. I'm fine either way.
I take 2.
I will gain 2, go to post-combat main phase. I will have a Tymna trigger. I will pay 2 to draw 2. I will play the best land in my deck, Gemstone Cavern. I will then try to cast a Calling the Weak, sacking my Malcolm. I'll use 3 black and 2 others to cast this Adnos. Five, that's a problem now. Oh, I can solve this and it's really funny. Okay, let's go. So I'll start off by casting this Deadly Relic on the Collector Roof.
Unfortunately, my Collector Oof is exiled.
I'd like to cast this Mox Diamond, pitching this Scrubland, then casting this Mox Opal. Then I'd like to tap Mana Crypt to cast this Mana Vault. I would then like to use my 1 black floating to cast this Dark Ritual, making 3 black. Tap, Mana Vault, use 2 colorless and a black, casting this Yawgmoth Will.
In response to your Yawg Will on stack, I'm gonna tap this for black because I can do that now and cast Demonic Consultation.
I will Fierce Guardianship your consult.
I have no response to that, it's counterspelled.
Yawg Will resolves. Then I'd like to cast this Dark Ritual, making 3 more black. I would like to pay 1 black to cast this Vampiric Tutor. When Vampiric Tutor resolves, I go to 2. I put this card on top. I would then like to use my 4 black floating to cast this Ad Nauseam.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to cracker pile.
Right?
This is the best way to draw a card post NOS I've ever seen in my life.
I will reveal this consult and then stop. I'd like to tap these 2 mana to cast a Thassa's Oracle. In response to ETB, I'd like to tap this for black to cast a Demonic Consultation. NOS, still good. GG.